Okay, welcome to part two of the hydrocarbon bearing tutorial for SAMSON and LAMPS. So this is where we left off in part one. We had just finished creating the inner ring of the bearing, and in this tutorial we will create the outer ring of the bearing, and we'll finish the modeling of it. So before we get started, why don't we go ahead and rename this to the inner ring like that. And let's drag it way out. Well, not way out of the way. Well, let's get it out of the way so we have a little room to work. And then we'll go ahead and open our repeat unit, which is right here. And we're going to make the outer ring almost exactly the same way we made the inner ring. So we can just select our repeat unit, go to the edit menu, and the first thing we'll do is align it with the origin. And then we'll align it with the z-axis. And actually, I want to get this is probably out of the way enough, but just to be sure, let's drag it a little farther away, and we can just focus on our repeat unit. And we want to rotate this so that these atoms, the walls of the ring, are along the x-axis. So for when we extrude it, that will put it in the right orientation. So let's just look one more time. Looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead and select it. And I always say extrude, but technically I think it's the circular pattern editor here, like this. And the inner ring is 26 repeat units. This outer ring is 40 repeat units. So I have it set at 40 already, coincidentally. And why don't we go ahead and drag these out and bring everything into view. And we'll drag it out a little bit more. Again, what we're looking for is uh, an overlap match for these atoms, and then those will be merged into new atoms when we complete the operation. So that looks pretty good. Let's just take a look at the side. Look at the side. Looked pretty good. Okay. So let's accept that. Double check. Yeah, looks pretty good. Okay, so we'll line up. And why don't we go ahead and select it and rename it. We'll call it the outer ring, like that. And I always forget to exit the circular pattern editor. And then let's add the hydrogen atoms, like that. Okay, and now let's center up our rings. So we'll click the outer ring, we'll go align with origin, click the inner ring, and Samson's really great, so it will center these rings for us automatically if we center them on the origin, just like that. So we still have to minimize these rings, so why don't we select both rings, or we'll just select everything and minimize it. And this is going to take a while, so I might cut past this, but just let the minimizer run. You don't really have to let it finish, I don't think, but you want to kind of get the energy difference between steps to be low, maybe -10, -15, -5 would be fine. So once it gets there, you can go ahead and stop the minimization, because we'll minimize this also in lamps too before we run the molecular dynamics simulation. Um, just going to let it run, but we might cut to the end. I'm not on a very powerful computer right now. Well, that's probably good enough. So for our purposes, we can go ahead and stop the minimizer. And that's it. You have a simple diamondoid bearing. And in the next tutorial, we'll talk about how to simulate it in lamps. Thank you.